up hands, wake up feet. Come on body, feel the beat. Wake up feelings, wake up brain. Come on body, it's time to play again. Let's go! Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's go!
Hi, welcome to OT for Two. I'm Jane Nielsen.
And I'm Trish Lurk.
And welcome to our episode today. Today we're talking about how music has a heartbeat. Hey Trish, what were you telling me before?
Oh, well,
Kind of funny.
I'm a tunes in the car gal. You are a tunes in the car gal, sometimes no tunes.
No, I want no sound.
Okay, well, this is how my kids can know what kind of mother they're getting.
Oh.
Well, okay. It makes me sound like I'm some kind of interesting, bipolar person. I'm a perimenopausal woman, self-proclaimed. So there are hormone changes and mood swings, and sometimes what happens in our days leading up to school pickup can actually really shape what kind of person we are when our kids open the car door.
Every day is a big day.
So some people communicate how they are feeling through a facial expression. Some people are a constant RBF. You can Google that if you don't know what it is, because this is friendly for little ears that are listening.
Yes.
But some people have a resting deadpan face and no emotion. Okay, if that's you, good for you. People have to work a bit harder to know where you're at. Some people wear their hearts on their sleeve. They are sobbing the minute, you see someone, and you know exactly they're having a sad day or they're grinning from ear to ear. My face obviously is very expressive. My body positioning also very expressive. Sometimes I am breaking it down.
Yep.
But then there is also the music. So when I pick up my kids, I have usually got music on in the car. If I don't, we know that it's doomsday. Something bad has happened and I've had a lobotomy or something bad has happened. It's true.
Maybe my kids always think it's doomsday.
No,
We
but they
have
know
no
you.
music.
They know it's always quiet in the car.
Mum's overstimulated.
Maybe that's where you're at, and that's all right.
It is.
It's absolutely all right. But I come to school pickup and they know whatever is blaring out of the stereo, or not blaring out of the stereo, or doing it quietly, is indicative of what kind of a day I've had. So the other day, the car doors opened, the kids piled in, bags are everywhere, things smell funny. Who knows? There's stories of woe from what happened leading up to the walk up to the car.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
There's some kind of sibling biffo that is ending, hopefully.
Squashed banana.
Oh, my word. And then, obviously, they go, oh, Mum, it sounds like you've had a great day.
Yes.
Because I had my little happy playlist playing of the tunes that as a family we like to sing along to in the car. Feels Like Summer by Samuel Jack, The Good Vibes, Stereo, old school songs that I loved in high school and I've subjected my children to, and now they've learnt all the words, so I'm happy. Okay, I've infiltrated the system. Ha, 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 ha.
That's what you have to do.
But some days they get in the car and I'm playing like my country songs, my tunes from Max McNown, or, I'm playing some tunes that are just a little bit more peaceful, and they go, Mum, has it been a bit of a full-on day? And they know if I've been working with lots of little groups of tiny humans, that if I am playing that kind of music, it's been full-on, and I'm trying to just bring myself out of the rafters of high emotion and holding space for high emotions.
Yeah.
And then, if I'm playing All By Myself, featured on Bridget Jones's Diary, they know that I've taken a turn for the worst, and the cherry ripe chocolate bars will need to be fetched from the servo.
Oh, yes.
So I love my kids, and they have actually learnt what songs mean for me, and they've also learnt that sometimes I might need a bit of space if I'm playing particular playlists, or they have learnt this is a join in and we're having a dance party.
Yeah, and like we were talking before about, it's really sort of the topic of today, is that music consistently has a beat. Sometimes we have music that is free without a beat, but usually what makes it come alive is that steady beat, a bit like our heartbeats.
Oh my gosh.
Keeping us alive.
I have another story coming on.
Uh-oh.
You do love my stories.
I love your
think
stories.
Deep down there is some affinity of love for it. So little story about it is about the beat. Okay.
Yes.
So I went to do a bit of a free weights workout at home. I'm a little bit of a home HIIT training gal. And get out all the gear, get out the mat, get out the free weights, happy days. I'm wearing the attire, the active wear. So I'm feeling it.
Lycra.
I'm ready. Not full lycra, just not spandex. Oh dear.
Lycra.
Okay. My active wear leggings, whatever. And so I'm feeling ready. I look the part. I have the equipment. I get out my phone and I put my music on. But I wasn't actually paying attention what I was pressing play to. It just started playing something.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let me tell you that when you go to a gym, the beat matters.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you go into the gym, you know it's workout time. The beat is like,
Yes, I need intervals.
yes. So it's solid. There's a solid beat. But this was a melancholy tune
Oh.
that was an instrumental cello piano cover of a pop song. There was no motivation. It was a little bit too slow, let's just say. And, Jane, I got halfway through my first lot of reps and I just put the dumbbells down and was like, I'm done.
Wet noodle.
It was not happening. There was no lift. There was no lift off.
No.
And I just canned the whole thing, even though I'd got dressed into the gear and got everything out.
Yes.
I ditched it because the mood, the beat, the tone was wrong.
You know why?
Why?
Because there is something that happens when you listen to music.
Teach me, wise
This
one.
thing that I love is that music actually has the ability to synchronize your heartbeat in time with what you're hearing. So you needed a faster heartbeat. You needed more rapid beat.
I 1,000,000% did.
In order to lift, but instead you were listening to something that sort of sent you more into a delta mode, like we're ready to go snooze, and that ain't gonna work. You need a bit of dopamine, girl.
I actually have a dopamine playlist.
Aha!
I've actually put songs across into a list that is called Dopamine.
Perfect.
And they're all my happy, upbeat songs. And I could listen to any one of those songs on loop and not get sick of it. And I actually feel like I could climb Everest, conquer the world, slay a dragon. I could do anything listening to that music. And it's my psych up music.
So if you have a workout, this is off the cuff. If you have a workout, do you have a song that matches each of your exercises?
Not yet, but now I'm feeling I need
Have you
that.
thought of doing this? Actually, when you
I've
go
already
to a
started doing it
class,
since you started saying that sentence.
when they do a class, they have the same song for that particular section of the workout. And it's a nice little link that your brain makes that when I hear that song, it's ready to pump some iron, or it's time to do squats, or, we're coming up to burpees. The music
This
can match.
is like the mic drop moment of mic drop moments. I have light bulbs going off everywhere, and I'm reflecting on pump classes because they were my jam back in the noughties, and I love them. But you are so right.
Les Mills has a lot of music education behind it.
Shut the front door.
This song matches those reps, and there's a reason, because you need to elevate your heart rate. Or if it's time to slow down your heart rate, guess what? We're going to bring down that tempo. Now, I'm going to often use music jargon, which I try not to do. So tempo just means fast and slow.
So it's beat, it's speed.
Yes.
Tempo is the
So
speed.
if I want to go faster, the tempo, the speed of the music must also reflect that and go faster.
100%. If you want to run faster, I know my hubby, he's a trail runner and an ultra marathon runner. So when he trains, or when he's doing a race and he's got to get in and dig deep for the last 5Ks or whatever, he sticks rudimental on. That's his jam, and he's just like, got to put the beats on, and he grabs the earpods off me as he's running past, shoves them in, and he goes and gets a PB. He's excellent. But I'm taking a leaf out of that book.
It's everything.
This is mind-blowing. Jane, I love that even when we have chats and we have actually fleshed out an itinerary of what we're going to talk about, that we're still learning new things from each other.
All the time.
Do you know what? You have never finished learning and growing. People of the air, people of the screen that are watching us on YouTube, please put it in your minds that we are constantly growing and learning from the people around us.
Always.
The Aldi checkout guy can teach you something. It may not be what you expect, but they can.
He taught me to pack my bags really fast.
For the risk of bruised apples.
And I needed faster music to help, but
I play that now. I go into Aldi with my Mission playlist. It's like Mission Impossible is playing, and I'm like, dun, dun, dun,
otherwise
dun, 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 dun.
you are packing to Barbara Streisand, and it's not going to help.
And the Aldi checkout guy waits for no one, or the Aldi checkout girl. I'll tell you that for sure. They're shoving that stuff down the conveyor belt quicker than you can say Jack Robinson, and then you've got bruised everything and stuff spewing off the end. Pack fast, people.
I can't do it. But anyway,
Can we just lower the pace? I feel like
running
away.
We don't even have music playing today. But there is another factor, though.
Hey, that's vocal pace. Vocal pace is also vocal rhythm, beat.
Yes.
If we're speaking quickly, that is elevating people and escalating them.
Yes.
If we speak slowly.
And then there's another one, which is softly or sometimes loud. It can instantly affect who is around you, how they're feeling, or they can read how you're feeling. Volume matters. So sometimes if you're listening to the music in your car, do you want to sometimes crank it up?
Sometimes I do, but you know what? When I get back in my car the next day and I've had it up at 39, which, let's be honest, poor eardrums, but sometimes favourite tune requires this, okay?
Yes.
And a good sing-along. But the next morning when I get in and I'm still waking up and the coffee has not hit, 39 is aggressive. It's a bit harsh. And especially if the playlist of yesterday is playing and you haven't changed.
That was I'm not last night me anymore.
It was the soft start that we did not get. And there was coffee splashed on our jumpers, and and the kids are like, "What's wrong, Mum?" And I'm like, "I'm just a bit shell shocked."
It gave me a bit of
It's a bit like when you've watched something, and like, for example, sometimes on like Netflix or Prime, I don't know which streaming services you may have, but sometimes it's an older film and the actual audio quality is lower, so you have to bump it up to like really high, and then you click it off that onto normal TV or to another show, and you literally all like poo your pants because it's like shock of the loudness and you didn't expect it.
Yes.
It's the exact same thing when the volume or the tune is aggressively different to what we are internally experiencing.
And so volume can be subject to how music will regulate you sometimes.
True. Because if you go to a gym and they're playing the lovely Uts Uts workout playlist and they're playing it on mousy volume,
It's not going to do a thing.
That's not going to amp you up to press out those reps and dig deep and, get those last 5 out with the weight that you upped yourself this morning.
Yes.
That's not going to work for you.
No.
And similarly, if you've got calming, beautiful, melodic music that you're trying to soothe your soul with, but you've got it blaring at 100, that's also not going to have the desired effect either.
No. And so all these musical elements can come into reasons why, there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone feels music different. There are so many genres, so many different sounds, and that's what's amazing about it, that you just have to try and find what works for you. I love bass. I love the depth of bass. For me, that is so grounding. I'll tell you the most beautiful story that happened once. There was this lovely, lovely boy that would come to my class, and it was a group class, but found it really hard to connect in the group environment. And just on the fly, I thought, we're going to try violins today. That's what I do. That's very easy. We all had violins. He hated the violin. He hated it because it was so high-pitched and you could just see him wincing every time he went to play. I happened to have a cello at the back. I'm like, let's set up the cello. And I knew this stuff before, that some people are really triggered by the high pitch. And knowing how much I love the depth of a bassy sound, maybe this was this kid's alley as well. So I set up the cello, sat him down, and we played a cello together. I helped him with his cello bow. And I kid you not, this kid just melted like butter. It was like the whole instrument became a whole part of his being. And
How old was this little person?
7.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, he was like butter. He just melted, and I've never seen a kid just look so relaxed in his own being at that point of time, and the vibrations going through his body. And I said, did you like that? And he said, that just relaxed me.
Oh, what beautiful words.
I know.
Straight from the babe's mouth. Not a babe.
Not prompted.
But not prompted, not
That
scripted.
relaxed me. And you could tell, he had a big day at school. Every day's a big day at school.
Right.
But that relaxed me. And I said, what was it that relaxed you? He said, I could feel that in my body.
Oh,
I'm just,
do you know, this
music
is
teacher moments.
beautiful. But this also lends itself to why deaf people that are, were born without hearing or born with minimal hearing, this is why they can still play music beautifully, write music beautifully, and why they can, I just did read a fictional book over the summer by Colleen Hoover, who is the It and a Bit author at the moment because of the It Starts With Us movie, side quest, but for context, she had written a book that involved a deaf person that was born without any hearing, but was a songwriter and could play the guitar and write songs, and he was the songwriter for his brother's band, and his brother was the front musician singer, and they had other musicians. He sometimes played the guitar on stage, but he had learnt to sign and he'd learnt to communicate with his family and friends, but he wrote songs through the vibration of the guitar.
I was going to say, did he feel the vibrations?
And when he had a singer work with him, he required her to sing with her head on his chest so he could feel the vibrations of her vocal cords.
That's beautiful.
And he would ask if he could feel her throat.
For the rhythm.
Not in a strangling way, but for the vibrations of the vocal cords.
Whether it was going up.
Yeah.
Because if you're going up in pitch, they're moving a lot faster.
Yeah.
And you tilt. And if you're going lower, it's really this sinking and feeling, and the vocal cords go very slow. So
and they would
slow vibration.
Yeah, and this musician would sit with her, not in a weird way, between his legs so that she could lean back against him while singing, and he could feel the vibrations of the tones that she was singing in, and could hear the notes in his body, not audibly, but hear the notes in his body and the depth of every note.
Is beautiful.
And that speaks volumes to the fact that you don't necessarily have to appreciate particular genres to benefit from music and rhythm and the effect it can have on regulating our bodies or even just the way music speaks to our bodies.
And how you can express yourself. Like there's another music element that is commonly used is changing keys. So, and what I mean
music does this a lot. For the final verse, we go up a key.
I need to just backtrack for the non-muso folk because I said I wasn't going to use too much jargon, but a key is just, often referred to whereabouts it sits in the pitch. So, da 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 da. So all of those sounds, all of those notes have what we call a key. And if you put something in a different key, it can actually make different sounding tone colours. And composers have used this for centuries. Bach was a classic.
Are we talking about major and minor keys? Major being happy,
Getting there.
Minor keys being sad. Sorry, that's the ADHD brain jumping ahead.
But the very much simplified version of what you're saying there, Trish, is that we have what we call major keys. So music that sounds happy, you can often guarantee it's going to be in a major key. And music that's more melancholy, sad, sometimes angry, is in a minor key. And so it's like you've got this palette of flavours.
So good. Movie reference for those that are movie people. Jack Black in The Holiday is a music score writer, and he talks about this in the opening, like in a lot of the scenes of, I only use the good notes for his entry music, or I only use the good notes for you, and they're the major notes, the happy notes, and then the minor notes are the sad sounding songs.
Which brings me to another idea, Trish.
I love this. Bring it.
So we don't always have to have music that has words
to
help us regulate.
And often it does depend on what we're doing or what we're needing as to whether words are helpful or words are unhelpful. So for example, if you are doing homework or if you are writing a report for work or if you're doing something that requires a high cognitive thinking load of generating thoughts and ideas, listening to music that has words, if it is random and unfamiliar, means that you are can be distracted by the words. And that side of your brain, the right side of your brain that is the fact, the information side of your brain, is actually working double hard to try and think of the stuff you're trying to do for your report or your homework. And it's challenged by the musical element at the same time, but also the words of the songs. Okay, so this is why when you're doing any work for work or work for schoolwork, instrumental music is best because it's only activating the left side of our brain, which appreciates the creative, the musicality, and the right side of our brain is then freed up to do idea generation for the homework task.
Logical.
Yes, straight to the point. But if you are challenging that and teasing the right side of the brain with, this is a song that has music and words, what happens is, glitch in the system. Do I focus on what ideas I need for my essay, or do I go back and go, oh, I'm loving the song and I want to sing along? Because then your attention is divided.
Yes.
And that actually becomes more difficult to do the task. It's like having the person that is clicking the pen next to you while you're in an exam and you're just like, oh yeah, I can focus. What is that clicking? I must get them to stop.
Yes.
And so those kind of distractions are really important to know, and that's the science behind it. It's actually not voodoo woodoo, it's the science.
Well, there's actually lots of new research coming out about this kind of stuff, and especially, I suppose we can't really talk about music as being a regulation tool without mentioning also, you can listen to music, you can feel music. What about playing music? Because I think there is so much to unpack here as well.
And you know what? A lot of people go, instruments aren't for me, or I tried an instrument as a kid and it was the recorder. That is often the wrong instrument for a lot of people.
When am I going to use hot cross buns again?
Well, you never know. Every time Easter comes around, everyone's singing it in their head, whether you like it or not.
But there was a process behind that.
Yeah.
It's the process, not the product. I also dislike teaching hot cross buns to 25 children. Surprise, surprise.
Well, you're triggered from your childhood trauma of your class going,
it's just not a good sound. I acknowledge that, but it's cheap to buy them.
maybe you need an alto recorder.
That's
for
nice.
the deeper tone.
But then I have to learn different fingering.
Yeah, this is true. Tricky.
But it's a process.
Yeah.
We need to focus on the process of learning the instrument. And it's not just about I'm learning an instrument for that actually when you engage in music, you are activating both the left and the right side of your brain at the same time.
Especially if there's the finger component coordination. That's the right side of the brain, the muscular kind of action. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and so when you're simultaneously also hearing that and you're playing it, it's the fireworks going off in our brain. And I think that often you'll find children, once they start to master a few skills, that they find this beautiful creativity that they can start to express themselves, whether it's through the music that is written in front of them, or probably my favourite area is when they start to create it themselves.
Love that.
I've had a group of girls in one of my primary school classes and they're learning how to songwrite. And
that is like the key age. Middle primary school is the key age for songwriting. Let's just say that I launched my songwriting era in middle primary.
And I had one mum, she'll know who it is now, but she texted me and she said, thank you for doing songwriting. It's a great expression tool for sure, but we can't get her to write at school. It's a very difficult skill for her to master, and she's having a hard time with that at school. But she comes here every Wednesday afternoon and she writes and she writes and she writes, and I'm not correcting anything.
No,
this is her
expression.
jam. It's what she needs to do.
Self-expression.
It's amazing.
That is so good, Jane.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I think the importance of, and going back to the wiring aspect of this,
Oh, I love
the
it.
wiring of the brain, the importance of making sure that the left and the right sides of the brain are working in symphony, in harmony, in connectivity.
Ooh, good words.
All of those words. So a little bit of backpedaling for the brain theory on this.
Please.
There is the left side of the brain, there is the right side of the brain, and there's the highway that is in between the two hemispheres.
I love that. That's a beautiful way to explain it.
It's the highway, and it's called the corpus callosum. You don't need to remember those terms necessarily. There's a nice little picture up here. For those that like a visual, if you are a visual person, get on our YouTube version of this potty because it'll be up there. So the left side of the brain, creative. The right side of the brain, fact. You know, the breakdown, the mechanics, the intellect, the nuts and bolts, okay? The left side of the brain, language creation. It's the creativity. It's music appreciation. It's
Do you
all
know
of
it's
those
the
things.
same part of the brain for language? Carry on.
Yes, it is. This is true. Now you're all that are interested can do a deep dive in neuroscience. Good for you. But we digress. Brain wiring is really important to understand because in those early years, as an OT personally, and you within the music space, we know how important it is that the left and the right sides of the brain are working together, not individual of each other. And how do we get this to happen? Crawling. A lot of us parents have been very proud that our kids have skipped milestones and gone, oh, they just walked now, they bum shuffled and then they walked. And high five to you and your exceptional child, but actually going back and doing lots of games, crawling on our hands and knees, pretending to be lions, puppies, whatever,
role
four-legged
modelling.
animals, playing, having little crawling races up and down the hall.
Fun.
It's fun, one. Two, it is excellent coordination development.
They need it.
And three, it encourages the left and the right side of the brain to be talking to each other and to develop that highway between the hemispheres of the brain. If that highway is underdeveloped, kids struggle to copy notes from the whiteboard at school and remember what it is looking up and down. They struggle with coordination. They struggle with balance. They struggle with bedwetting. Yes, that is one of them. There is a whole lot of things that if we don't integrate the left and right sides of the brain, meaning work together, if we don't develop that highway, we're setting our kids up for a hard time down the track. And it means that in the boardroom when they're professionals, it's also going to be a challenge to concentrate, to focus and attend. So crawling is essential, people. Go back and have crawling games. You are never too old to crawl on your hands and knees up and down the hallway with balls of socks in your mouth like a little puppy and having a little game of it. Make it fun. And if your kids are 9 and you think they never crawled, get back and do it. It's never too late to get the muscles, to get and activate those parts of the brain that need strengthening. Please and thank you.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat just wanting so badly to also say
Please.
that I really think that music has a way to help recoup some of that too. And what I've loved watching in kids is when they have struggled to read or use both sides of the body simultaneously or midline crossing or any of those things later in life, that yes, they still have to work through pushing through learning an instrument, but music also has the power to rewire the brain. Things might not be as fast or synchronized as they could be, but it can still help. There's so much magic power in what I get to see every day with children, just improving those motor skills, fine motor skills, gross motor skills, speech, language.
The sensory side of things.
It's amazing.
It's phenomenal. And there are actually studies for dementia patients
Yes.
that, you know, music that we've heard in our past, we attribute often, I know I do personally, certain songs have memories attached to them.
Yes.
And so for a lot of dementia patients, often what happens, particularly around sundown, is, you know, as in the evening, is often they might be a little bit lucid during the day and then they drop off and drop away into their own brain space that is, it looks like they're lost and they've forgotten who they are. But if you play a song that has emotional attachment to it and memory attached to it, that often brings them back to themselves, to the present moment, to the present day, to have their faculties restored. It might be momentary, but they go, this was the song I danced to at my wedding and it was my first dance with my husband.
You know, I have a real story.
Moving.
I have a real story about
Please.
that. When my pop was in a dementia ward too. And it was the day my grandma passed away. So there's higher beings probably at power there. but I'd actually gone in to play my violin for him, which was something that I kind of did. And the whole time he had no idea who I was.
You are a beautiful blondie. Good for him. He thought it was his lucky day.
He liked music and he liked to just sit there and have it wash over him. But it wasn't till about half an hour of playing and I'd finished. And then he turned to whoever was sitting next to him and said, "That's my girl there." And I'm just like,
He
yes.
knows you. He knows.
But that triggered his memory.
A bit misty.
I know, it makes me a bit emotional. But to see that firsthand happen, you know, and that he just came alive in his mind, in his being, that it took a good half an hour of playing music that he would recognise who I was. So it's an incredible thing what music can do for our brain.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here with a drum for a bit.
Please, there is so much theory to the music side of how it enhances us as humans, but this drum, it brings us back to the actual rhythm side of things.
We need to be practical too.
We do. Now,
what can we do?
I wanted to start by saying, if you don't identify as a drummer, as some of us may or may not.
I don't really, but
you don't need to own a drum.
No.
We're just using it as a modelling point of view here.
Yes.
And we will then go into what resources you do have available. And can I just say also from the outset, we clap along to songs. You tap your feet to songs. So you might say you are not a drummer or you're not percussive in any way, percussive meaning percussion, beat, rhythm.
Yep.
You may say that that's not for you, but automatically your body is wired to respond to a beat. So before you naysay this whole next little part of our body, just peg that away in the back of your mind as the undertone. And Jayne, lead us into how we can use a beat, a drum, a rhythm, something to help us, to help regulate us, to help bring us, elevate us if we're a bit in a funk, or help bring us, you know, down out of the rafters.
I'm such an advocate for things like keeping a steady beat. And as you said, if you can already tap your foot in time, you can already do this. If you can't, that's okay, because you'll learn how to do it the more you do it.
True.
But we don't always have things like a drum right in the middle of the shopping centre and, you know, I've got an unregulated child. What am I going to do?
Or get a can. Maybe
you could.
A big can.
A tin of formula or something. Go for it.
I'm seeing that. It's happening. I'm going to throw a picture up there of me with a formula tin in aisle 6.
Hilarious. But I want you to tap into things like body percussion. Not only is body percussion accessible, but they can feel it deep in their body. And I think that will immediately help them to regulate. It's actually taking their thinking away from whatever that was that they're melting down about, and they're feeling something internal. Just something, just start with that on your heart. Oh, my heart is beating. If my heart is beating fast, I'm a little bit stressed. Okay, this is what we're feeling. And how about we slow it down together?
Beautiful.
And can you keep in time with me? Again, we're doing this body doubling.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Now, you will find from a regulation point of view, when your child is up in the rafters, that is obviously not the time to start tapping them on the chest, because you will get punched in the throat.
Let's do this when they calm.
So once they've started to de-escalate, this is when you can start to add some body percussion in. It's not when they're at the chair throwing, pencil stabbing stage, okay?
No.
Please know and read your own child, or
read the
who
room
you're with at the time that you're trying to do this with, and obviously ask consent. I know that is assumed if you're a parent of a child that I'm allowed to put my hand on their chest.
Yeah.
But if they are giving you the prickly vibes, take a step back, check in first.
Yes.
Very important. But please proceed.
And maybe initiate that touch first, just a gentle rub on the shoulder, on the back, safe places, of course. And just initiate that touch. Oh, hey, can you hear that? Makes a sound.
It's a very
When
soft
you
sound,
rub
isn't
your
it?
hands together. Let's do it backwards. There's so many ways you could do this, and just gentle. If you do have an instrument or a washing basket or pots and pans, you can transfer it onto an instrument, keeping a beat, Of course, we can do things like you could put on a favourite piece of music and tap along. Just keep a steady beat. Don't do anything too complicated.
Okay, I made it complicated, sorry.
Well, that might be quite interesting for them to listen to, though. And
When
you're
they're
joining
regulated.
in.
But yeah, it will draw them in. There's curiosity around something different.
Yes, and I think also, though, we have to be mindful of things like volume once again, that if they're overstimulated, maybe the really loud sounds are not going to be great. Or maybe you have some kids that they need to release that through loud music. Hip hop is a great example. That steady beat, bit of shouting.
Yeah.
Some kids really connect with that style to really let it all out too. What was this thing? Okay.
Were we talking about it earlier?
Yes, I've heard of white noise.
Okay.
I've heard of brown noise. You've taught me something new today as well, Trish.
Pink noise.
Pink noise.
The colour of your
Pink.
microphone. There
On
you
my
go.
mind.
So pink noise
So good.
is quite new in the, I don't know, in the cultural space of talking about different kinds of sounds. We know that white noise is the static, it's maybe the ocean, the wind, the fire crackle, the rainforest.
I like
whale
rain.
noise, rain on the roof.
Love it.
They're called white noise, or the womb sound, and they help soothe us to sleep often, the white noise sounds. They have their purpose. Brown noise, totally different category. Pink noise is the big one, particularly in the neurodivergent space, but for anybody that needs focused attention and to bring their thoughts and funnel them into one thing. Now, pink noise is what is recommended to have on in the background. It is music only, no vocals.
Oh,
So that's
I love
one
this.
key thing. It's music
Yes.
only, no vocals, and it has a regular, consistent beat. And it, from one song to the next, it maintains that regular, consistent beat, which is ideal pulse sound wave for generating thoughts and ideas.
So like techno.
It's not, it's like some people study to techno music.
Yeah.
It is like that, but it is more relaxing in
Okay,
terms of techno can be quite amplifying and get people feeling, some people can feel quite jittery listening to it or feel like it's quite abrasive.
It makes me feel like I'm on the go.
A bit stressed, but that's, techno music is great for elevating yourself, great for going for a run, great for working out.
Keeping my brain active.
Yeah, keeping it for I
I don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah, so there's that. That's excellent for if you're trying to elevate your thinking, elevate your mood. But pink noise is actually just a gentle beat, and it's felt more like a heartbeat rhythm as an undertone.
Yes.
There are apps where you can customize how much rainforest sound versus, but the beat stays the same.
Yes.
And there are also just playlists that are free on Spotify, for example. If you put in pink noise, I have conditioned my brain, not really, but I've actually found through practice-based evidence, practicing it, seeing if it works for me, and actually working out it does work for me.
Yes.
I am part of the people that it works for.
That's so good.
Putting it on while I'm trying to write a report for work, for example, or trying to do something that is, I don't necessarily have a lot of yay to do, excitement to do, but you just got to do it, pay the bills, write the emails to whoever, whatever the case may be. And for kids, for homework, playing pink noise helps to just keep the focus and the momentum of pace the same and consistent.
But it sort of still blocks out.
Yeah, you don't have to, you can play it at whatever volume you like.
Yes.
This is very personal in that space. If you like to be able to tweak the elements of the music, if you are a musician, if you like to mix music, then you would probably like the app Endel.
I want more bass.
If you want more bass, you can pull it
put in
down
more
that
bass.
way.
Yes.
I love the bass too. I'm on your sound waves on that. So the Endel app gives you some flexibility, but pink noise playlists that are on Spotify, Apple Music, for example, whatever streaming music services you use that are free or paid, they have pink noise playlists. Can I challenge you to give it a go over the coming weeks?
I want to.
Have a go. You don't have to pay for it. I like customization personally, being a musical person. So for me, the app is worth the $60 a year or whatever it is. It's not a lot, but for me, that's worth my mullah.
But I suppose if things were a bit tight, you could also try on things like Spotify.
Spotify free, there's pink noise playlists that are free.
Do you know what else then I think would settle into a pink noise genre is if you have something with instrumental in it. So if you had some tunes that you really, really like, but you don't want the words, just type in
Instrumental covers.
Yeah.
I like covers of songs that I know. So if I put instrumental pop covers, they're the tunes that I'm familiar with.
Yes.
And they've just made it instrumental, and often it's quite peaceful because they're familiar songs.
It feels good, yeah.
But I also don't need to go pay attention and go, oh, what's happening in this part of the song? My brain, because that song is familiar and they're songs of old from my childhood, from my teen years.
It's very calming.
It's just holding me in the moment.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
I love that.
So that's beautiful. Again, on our OT for Two Spotify account, we have put all of these playlists in that you can start to explore. You can save them into your account and you can make them your own, but they're a starting point. They're not the be-all and end-all. I do want to preface it by saying that.
Always.
But everything is customizable, but it's a starting point, and sometimes we just need someone to have started a list for us and then we can add.
Take it from there.
Yeah.
Hey, and also I just think that we've touched on a lot of things about neuroscience and music, and that if you wanted to look a little bit closer in your own time about this concept, you could follow along with Anita Collins's work. She's a well-known music educator and she's Australian, which is amazing.
Is she on Instagram?
She's on Instagram,
Right. We'll
Facebook.
tag her handle into our upcoming posts after this podcast is released, so that everyone can jump on that wants to. We will, absolutely.
Yeah, so people
We're
can
all
have
about,
a look.
we want to equip you, everyone out there listening to us OT for Two chatterboxes.
There's no secrets or mystery.
And at the end of the day, it's all in the name of helping us to understand each other better and helping us to support co-regulation, using music, using rhythm, using care and compassion, asking what people need. Is it too loud? Let's turn it down. Or, hey, you sound like you are loving this. What would you like to do with the volume control? My kids love having access to being the volume controllers of things.
Of course.
And in that space, I do recognise that for some families, there is always going to be one or two, or it's divided as to whether they like or dislike a particular vibe of a playlist for them.
Yep.
And we are in a day and age of technology, and everyone can have headphones with their own playlists should they need that. And that's a great way of being inclusive as a family or as a classroom as to who needs this. Let's all tune into Channel 3. Who needs that? The silent discos, that's case in point.
Wonderful.
Some kids, they all have their own headphones on. Some kids actually have white noise going through them and are living their best life, jellyfishing around to the ocean sounds.
Yes.
And other kids have got like full-on Taylor Swift going on and breaking it down in their own way. Some kids have got hip-hop music and are loving the rap beats that are coming through. Good for them. There is something for everyone. Silent discos have shown us that you can have headphones on, different channels in a classroom. There's an idea. Classrooms with like the same kind of headphone system that silent discos have.
Yep.
Everyone choose your own adventure that's going to work for you. But generally speaking, if you're generating any work in a classroom, pink noise is going to be perfect.
It's amazing. It's good advice for teachers as well.
Teachers out there, take note. But also people with families. I think we're all part of some kind of a family. And if your dogs are going cray-cray, put on some chill music. They'll probably chill out too with some chill beats. It works for animals. It does.
All I know is that when I play my violin up very, very high, my dog sings along.
That's really magical.
I tell my students, actually, it means they like your playing.
Or maybe they hate it. We don't know.
I would never say that.
No, of course not. We're encouraging. We're encouraging people. Yes, I have tried to get my children to play the cello. I have prayed about it. I have wished it upon them. And then I thought, dang it, I'll just buy a cello and learn myself, but I don't have the time. So
I think you want to play cello.
I do. Maybe we'll just get it out afterwards and have a little go. But I think all of these things, we're going to drop the resources that are helpful into our Instagram page over the coming weeks.
Yes.
And we are also going to drop any sort of like handles to different accounts, Instagram accounts that we would find link in with what we've spoken about today that will also help you. Our OT for Two Spotify playlists are going to be open to you. We'll drop the links in the show notes. And we just really hope this has nourished you to understand a little bit more about how beat can play a big part.
Why we love
Rhythm, volume,
Yeah.
Everything, all of these things matter significantly for the human beings of this world. And if you are listening, this means you are a human being. Yeah, and on that note,
We better go. This has been a long one.
Well, a longy but a goodie. So thanks for listening. We are OT for Two, and have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to OT for Two. The song used in this podcast in the intro and outro is the original song written by Jane Nielsen and Trish Lerr. All information within this podcast should be taken to your healthcare professional, occupational therapist, music therapist or paediatrician in order to ensure that it is tailored adequately for your needs.